Okay, morning everyone.
Morning.
Is there anyone that would like to give me their version of Lonerism, their definition, not the book's one? That's Brian.
It's like me against the world, you know, when you establish this, like, I don't know, it's a cycle or a character where, you know, everyone's against you, no one's for you. You like go into you don't like spending time with positive people, and you like prefer your own company and existing like in your own little environment where you think that your rules kind of are the way things should be. Somewhere along that lines.
Anyone else? Elon?
My general lack of trust in people led me to living my head. Even when I was out with friends, surrounded by crowds, I still felt alone. I didn't want to risk being vulnerable, feeling that I would be rejected if the real me was seen. So I put up a facade, hiding many aspects of my life, not allowing to be tied down to anything or anyone. I valued my so-called freedom from family and friends, and that allowed me to come and go as I pleased. Even as I didn't want to trust and depend on people, they too found me to be untrustworthy and undependable. My life was painfully lonely.
Anyone else? Gaston?
I think one of the byproducts of lonerism is that because you don't have anyone else's behavior, or especially someone, a role model around you to equate your behavior to, you pick up a lot of antisocial tendencies, behaviors that are socially awkward.
Okay.
The person has a low self-esteem and doesn't feel worthy of love.
Yes, Benjamin?
I would say that person leads a secret life nobody knows about. He likes to sit and watch people. He will only do exciting things that entertains him. He does not really care who you are. He is irresponsible and will break the law to see if he can get away with it.
Cool, thank you.
Thinking that nobody's going to do it for you but you yourself, so you isolate yourself.
Cool. Okay, so with this thinking error, the most important relationship that we have is with ourselves. We will ditch anyone just to put ourselves first. We would go beyond conquering and deceiving other people just to feel happy inside or think that you feel happy. Okay, so you would also rather disappoint someone else than yourself. You are the main character in your story. You think it's Danky's story. It's not Jericho and I'm part of Jericho. I think Jericho is part of Danky's story. That's how you think with this lonerism. You are the main character. You are the middle point of everything. And if someone doesn't fit into your version of your story, you cut them out and you become lonely. In addiction, in dysfunctional behavior, we didn't agree with our parents because they said things that we didn't like, things contradicting our dysfunctional behavior. My dad once told me that he would always support me as long as I'm doing the right thing. Okay. So, is he then really always supporting me? Because I never did the right thing. So, I wanted his support, but I didn't want to do the right thing. Okay. So, the person leads a secretive life, one against the world. He feels he's apart from others, even when socially active. Although he voices sentimentality, he is never so tight with anyone that he can't get up and go at any moment's notice if something more exciting comes along. Okay, so you would be part of this friend group and then this friend group, and you'll be part of your family friends, and no one really would know entirely what you're busy with. There's a time in my life where I used to gamble with 4 different people at 4 different times of the day. Okay. Just because I know that those type of friendships would try to stop me from ruining my life. So in the morning, there's people I would go with, and they would think that that's the only time I went to the casino that day. Okay. Then I would go in the afternoon, I would go early mornings with different types of people, different times of the day, different times of the week, and my friends would think that I am okay because I only do it occasionally. Okay. To a point where most of my friends that I see as my close friends that really cared for me didn't understand why my parents sent me to rehab, because according to them I really didn't have a problem. Dirty gambles once a week. What's wrong with that? But nobody knew the full story. And that's part of lonerism. You hide the full story and you only tell people what you would like to share with them. Okay. And then when it came to the addiction, those people didn't know about the addiction. And the people that knew about the addiction didn't know about the other problems. So you're so paranoid and you're freaking out in your head because you can't keep up with what you're telling who. And that makes you tired. Really, really tired. When someone would phone you and now you're with someone else and this person can't know that you're talking, it's just a big mission because you're conquering and scheming your whole life. Okay? Then he's willing to jeopardize relationships through irresponsible behavior, breaking the law, even committing crimes or going to prison. So when you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing, you don't care about the rules anymore. You don't care about getting caught. You only care about getting your fix. And when you're driving to get your fix, you really don't care about the stops. Okay. We don't. And sometimes things will happen and we would drive past the stop street, drive in front of the police, and they would start chasing us. And there your story completely changes. Because now you get pulled over and you are drunk, you have things with you that you're not supposed to be having, then you get locked up, you miss your job. This is exactly what happened to me one Saturday. So just because I skipped a stop street, my life changed. And I ended up where I really didn't want to be. There was consequences, and those consequences lasted maybe 2 years. And it's just a big thing if we don't follow rules. And if we don't involve our loved ones in our lives, we do things secretively. And we're not accountable. Okay, so it's the spirit of rebellion, the spirit of thinking I know better. It's the spirit of nobody can tell me what to do because I'm old enough but I act like a child. I'm old enough to make my own decisions, but I do as a child does. Okay, let's look at the emotional effect. The mindset is isolation, untruthfulness, lack of trust, self-centeredness, and egotistical mind. The corrective: open yourself up and learn to tolerate vulnerability. Okay, if I really care about my recovery, I wouldn't mind that I need to be accountable. It's not nice telling everyone all the time where you're going, but that would keep you from making a wrong decision when you don't feel like doing the right thing. So, if I'm accountable, then I still make my own decisions. But when I feel like making the wrong one, there's immediate consequences towards it, things that blocks you from doing the wrong thing. A very good example would be, if you are accountable with your money, you are not allowed to carry any cash. Then you still have money, you still receive a salary, but you don't have cash on you. So when you feel like you want to do the wrong thing and you want to buy something, then you can't, because you don't have any cash. So that puts you in a situation where you need to think twice about doing the wrong. And then you can't go and draw cash because your parents get notifications, or your loved ones, or the person you are accountable to. So now doing the wrong thing is more and more and more difficult when you're accountable. And it would create a thing where you need to think twice, and then you need to think 3 times, and then you need to think 4 times about doing the wrong thing. And you can consider if the wrong thing is really worth it. But if you only had the cash, nobody knew where you are or what you need to do that day, it's easy just to do the wrong thing. You get that idea, I'm going to buy something now, and then you go and before thinking 3 times, you already hide. Okay. So, learn the meaning of integrity and apply effort to overcome fears. Okay. When we live with integrity, we honest about what we do, where we are, we wouldn't mind accountability at all. Okay. Then learn to become active, an integral part of social groups and family. If you're part of support groups, if you're part of family meal times, if you're part of churches, cell groups, all those things, people will know if you're doing something wrong, because you would be missing. If you have a place to be every night of the week, which is helping your support structure and your recovery process, then if you miss one thing, people would start asking questions. You need to be accountable, you need to be at group every Monday, you need to be at church on Sundays, cell groups on Wednesdays, then you need to be tested on Thursdays, and you need to check in at the counsellor on Tuesdays. Then there's no gap to make a wrong decision. And if there's a wrong decision, there's immediate consequences. And those consequences, or the fear of that consequences, will keep us in line. Okay. So, we must be involved with other people, one at the very minimum, but hopefully many more than just one. At all times in our lives, we must have at least one person who cares about us and whom we care about. We will call this one the essential person in our life. Okay. Then, if we don't allow people to speak into our lives, to keep us in check, to keep us in line, to say, you are doing wrong now, what you're doing or what you're busy with is not right, change your ways, change your attitude. If we don't allow that people to speak into us, consequences will come. And the consequences doesn't speak that nicely. Okay. So, the fact is, we need each other. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiastes 4 from verse 9. Okay. The value of a friend. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. Again, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? Though one may be overpowered by another, two can withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. So, if we are accountable, we receive help automatically. We receive support automatically. Because there's someone that will guide you if you're doing wrong or if you're struggling. Okay, then, Lonerism blocks spiritual growth. Because if you're lonely, then it means you're acting in a selfish manner. And that's against God's will. God wants us to be loving and to support one another. Okay, and then Lonerism is part of self-centeredness. That is where I am the main character in my story. I'm not part of Jericho's story, I'm part of my story. That's self-centeredness. So let's look at things to stop being self-centered. Okay. The first one is, don't focus too much on how people react towards you. Okay. Then try to think with their perspective. If what people say offends us, if we're not in agreement with how people are treating us, we don't understand situations or understand what happens in life at a job when someone else gets a promotion, if you feel that you're being treated unfairly in committee, or any of those things, just imagine the situation and put yourself on the other side of the table. And then really ask yourself is, what you're going through, is that really unfair? Okay. Then try to know people around you more. Create friendships, create interaction, create situations where you avoid being alone. If you're part of Bible study, if you're part of cell groups, if you're part of church services, helping in feeding schemes, all of those things won't leave you alone. And if you're not alone, then it means that you're accountable. And if you are accountable, it means that you are safe from your own dysfunction, and so safe from your own wicked ways. Okay, then don't brag about yourself. Okay. there's nothing wrong with self-confidence. Okay. To know that you are worthy, to know that you are valued, to know that you have good characteristics. There's nothing wrong with that self-confidence. But when it becomes ego and self-centeredness and ugly and arrogance, then we should flee from that. When someone starts pointing out that you are becoming arrogant, we should stop, turn around and run towards the way of humility.
Yes.
Okay, then don't focus too much on how people react towards you. Okay, this is one of the major issues which makes you self-centered person. When we focus too much on how people react towards us, we often start reacting. So, if we think how people react towards you, I'm thinking how other characters in Dirkie's story are acting, not how I'm acting in Jericho's story. So if you think about how people treat you instead of how you're treating them, you make yourself the main character. Okay. So I want to leave you guys with fitting to God's story and not into your story. Because we are not the main character. And we are not the reason God created earth. We all are a family and we all are part of His story. But it's not your story. Okay. Please go.